And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Raptors make a quick stop here at home before heading back out on the road. Different look here. Freaks checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for Luis Scola. Ian Clark's checked in for Ross. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Phoenix also making some changes. Tyson Chandler is checked in for Alex Len. Cody Zeller comes in for Michael Beasley. And Knight subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. And Phoenix looking who they've got on the floor. Booker out there with Zeller. And it's Chandler. Then there's Brandon Knight. And it's Goodwin in at the 2. Chandler with a screen for Goodwin. Shoots off the screen. Passes it to Booker. Takes the 3. Suns keep it alive. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here. The Suns have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. 2 shots. And the first one drops. Powell, he's jacked in for Phoenix. And so he hits both. Now here's Joseph. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. I spoke with the head coach for Phoenix. He knows they've got to really dig in defensively, facing a very talented offense. He said if you let them get going, they can run off a big lead and really put you behind the 8 ball. We've got to be disciplined, work together, and be prepared to make second, third, and fourth efforts. Whatever it takes to get a stop, that's what we'll have to do. Kevin, we'll see if they can get a win in this, their first matchup of the season.
And Doris, thank you as always. And of course, facing an offense like this, you really have to be aware at all times of the weapons they throw at you.
Yeah, and they can light it up when they get it going. It's going to take a top-notch effort defensively to keep them in check.
And you know what? I think they're up for it. I like to hear Coach acknowledging the challenge they're facing. They know what they're in for.
You know, that's hard to explain, that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
Patterson a screen on Knight. The feed to Clark.
Move the ball. Sticking too much.
The dish now to Freak. Just 5 to shoot. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's on Tyson Chandler. The Raptors shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
2 shots.
Free throw good. Freak. And the Suns making a change here. Stokes is checked in. He's perfect from the line this time. 1:03 left here in the first quarter. Outside Knight. No good. Nice D from Freak. Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against the Heat.
And if you look at the numbers, guys, I mean, what jumps out at you is the balance they had offensively.
Very satisfying road win because you're right. There was tremendous balance displayed. I mean, the crowd was basically stunned at how they were able to dismantle that defense.
Now here's Joseph. He's tightly guarded. 24 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Knight kicks to Powell. There's the pass to Zeller. Knight in the corner for the 3, and he gets it to go. 6 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Joseph. No good on the buzzer beater. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. Toronto ahead, up by 5. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto. And DeMar DeRozan, the star for this. Let's face it, it's never easy for Toronto to get the attention. And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. And the Suns here with a different look. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Alex Len. Cody Zeller comes in for Jarnell Stokes. Booker, he's checked in for Michael Beasley. And it's Brandon Knight in for Eric Bledsoe. Freak in at center. DeRozan out there with Patrick Patterson. Then there's Ian Clark, and it's Wright in at the 1 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Gets it down to single digits.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce.
Knight kicks to Chandler. Pulls up. And it's Freak with the rebound.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Patterson, the screen. Here's Freak. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Chandler's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Zeller. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Here's Goodwin. Rebound by the Raptors. They've led by as many as 11 points. This game against Phoenix here, it's the first look at the Suns.
And it was a matchup you thought they would have cruised through, but they actually dropped the game in this series last year.
Greg, it was 1-1 split from 2 teams on the opposite side of the standings. As we've said many times, anything can happen when you play out of conference.
And the Raptors making a change here. Joseph's checked in, and the Suns making a change here as well. Powell's checked in. Good on both. And so here's Phoenix. 9-point game. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Yeah, they lost the momentum, and it's a bit surprising that one got away from them, because for long stretches, they were the better team.
Well, if you only looked at the stat sheets, you'd have a hard time figuring out how they lost it. I mean, it was a case of a few small things, some of the intangibles that didn't go their way in the end.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Heat delivered quite a performance. He finished with 28 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. Just absolutely incredible numbers from him in a game you didn't want to miss. So glad we were here to watch it, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you. He played at a level that very few players are capable of playing.
And, I'll be interested to see how much he's got left in the tank. I mean, that performance had to take a lot out of him.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes supreme confidence can increase your stamina and endurance. So I'll be interested to see how that affects his play.
Zeller setting the pick for Knight. Shot clock at 6. Zeller passes to Booker. Knight with it. Picked up by Joseph. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Knight dishes to Chandler. Right side, Knight. Inside. And the dunk by Chandler.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Here's Freak.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
And both free throws good from Freak. And so we wrap up the...
Well, Brandon, tell us a bit about your opinion on...
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
Luis Scola.
And the Raptors with some changes. Freaks checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for Luis Scola. And Corey Joseph subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. And for the Suns, Tyson Chandler, who's checked in for Alex Len. Jarnell Stokes comes in for Booker. And it's Brandon Knight in for Goodwin. On the court for the Suns, Bledsoe and Knight of the backcourt. Then there's Beasley. Then it's Chandler. And it's Stokes in at the 4 spot. Here's Freak. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
Cody Zeller's checked in for Tyson Chandler. Good on both.
He's having a great game at the free throw line, Kevin. His hot streak continues.
Bledsoe with it. Lowry picks him up. Knight against Ross. Here's Knight. He's been producing a fair amount of offense night in and night out as he's averaging 14 points a game. Inside. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
The Suns have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts. Pass to Joseph. Toronto working the ball around now. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Suns trail by 9.